Hello to everybody. This will be my next video about drop 2 chords. So let's call it the chapter 2. And this lesson I will talk about how to build on the drop 2 chords you learned in the first lesson, how to play a 9, 11 or 13 chord, and how to play altered chords with dominant chords. So in the first video I showed you the basic drop 2 voicings. And I started out on the middle 4 strings, and I will continue with this in this lesson. And we did the major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, minor 7 flat 5, and the diminished chord. So for now I'm starting with the dominant chord, because then I can do the alterations too. So I give you an example. If you build your drop 2 chords on a C dominant 7 chord, you got the following shapes. Strings. Okay, so let's stick with this one. This is a C7 chord, and if I want to make it to a C7 9 chord, I play the 9 instead of the root. So this is something, when you have a bass player and he's playing the C already, you don't have to play it too, so you have 2 Cs. So if you need a C9 chord, I'm not trying to add the D up here, which anyway wouldn't be possible. And I don't want to omit the third, you play the D here, because then I'm losing my major 7 sound. So the only note I can skip is the root. So instead of the C here, I play the D here. C7, 9. Okay. Well, the fancy thing is you're voicing an E minor 7 flat 5 chord. And this gives you an idea how to substitute chords. But I will talk about this in a future lesson. Let's stick with this now, just to add 9, 11 and 13. So this way I got the 9. So what's now when somebody calls a C7, 9, 13 chord? In this case, I'm using my finger where I have my 5th, the G, and I'm playing an A. The 5th is a note that it's not 100% needed in a chord, so you can skip the 5ths and not losing the basic sound of the voicing. So C7, C7, 9, C7, 9, 13. So far, not too complicated, I think. So what about the 11? In this case, 11 would be here, and I played instead of the 3rd, so that we should call it a sus4 then. Okay, very nice sus4 chord. Sometimes you have to be careful with this system I gave you now, because as an example, when I play my C7 here, 3rd fret, C, G, B flat, E net, and then I say, well, let's build a C9 chord, and as I told you, you would play the 9 instead of the root, so you have this. The problem here is a little bit, at least, that you play the 9 of the chord on the bottom of the chord. So I'm not recommending doing this. It's possible, it's not a wrong chord, but to me at least it's not sounding too good. The same would be with the 13, when I have a C7 up here, and then I say, well, let's play a C7 9. This fits perfect. But then a C7 9 13, I would play instead of the G and A. Fancy sound, but the 13 as a bass note, as the lowest note on your voicing, to me it's not the best solution. Possible, not the best solution. You have to decide for yourself. If you like the sound, use it. It's kind of an artistic decision you have to make. So now how about alterations? So again, when I'm on my C7 chord and I say, well, I want to have a C7 flat 9 chord, as with the natural 9, the flat 9 is played instead of the root. So instead of the C, I will play my D flat. And this gives me a diminished voicing. So that shows me I can use diminished voicings for a C7 flat 9 sound. Or C7 sharp 9 instead of the C, a D sharp. Very nice sound. I like this one a lot. Or C7 flat 13. Or flat 9 flat 13. Or sharp 9 flat 13. Sharp 9 13. Okay, so there are so many combinations. You really have a lot to study, and even for me, sometimes when I explain it to a student, I find some new chords that I like. Example: C7, C7 flat 5. Very nice 7 flat 5 chord. So you can do this now with all the other C7 and look what comes out and try to memorize the ones you like. When you do this with a C major 7 chord, E, B natural, C and a G, and I'm adding the 9, I'm getting an E minor 7 chord, as I showed in the lesson number 1. But now C major 7, 9, 13. Instead of the G, I play the A, so that gives me the 13. So this voicing would be an E minor 11 chord, E minor 7, 11 chord. But with the C in the bass, C major 7, 9, 13. Example: C major 7, C major 7, 9, and again C major 7, 9, 13. Nice sound, fancy sound, but you have the 13 in the bass. You have to decide. As an example, when I'm playing fancier voicings like a major 7 sharp 5 chord, Lydian augmented chord, I don't hesitate to put the raised fifths in the bottom voicing. Sounds good to me. So I think you have to try it and then decide if it works for you, if it sounds good or not. Okay, next example, minor chord, C minor 7. Instead of the C, I'm playing the D. And again, you see, that's an E flat major 7 chord. So maybe that gives you an idea how to improvise. Maybe an E flat major 7 arpeggio will work over a C minor chord. Gives you a C minor 7, 9 sound. Same with C major 7, 9, C major 7, 9, 6. Again, great sound. Or C minor 7, C minor major 7. So I have my 7s here. I start again on the C minor. So this is C minor 9, C minor major 7, 9. Or maybe here. That's some kind of cliche. Okay, maybe you heard this. So what I like on this drop 2 system, it really helps me to start on the easiest chords and go to the very complicated chords. And every time I'm playing these chords, I have total control about my voices. So I think this is a very good idea to practice chords and to study chords. Next thing would be to make some combinations, you know, playing a 2-5. And let's see what I can show you. I give you some examples. I put something in the looper. So pretty simple, just a D, G, and a C, and an A. So for a D minor chord, I play D minor 9 chord. Sounds like this. G7, C major, A7, D minor 7-9, G7, that sounds pretty jazzy, and everything I did was just using the theory I gave you in the beginning, playing minor 7-9 chords, altering on the dominant chord, playing a C major 7-9 chord, playing on the A7 and an alteration. And it's not necessary to alter all the time. You know? Your taste should be the judge, so try to figure out your own voicings. And this also gives you a distinctive sound, you know, that something that makes you to sound like you. Instead of just copying chords from other guitar players. You know, I like this much more. You know, so difficult to get your own sound on the guitar, but this is one way which will really help you. So thank you for now. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you can use this information. In case you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumb up, write something in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.